Hello everybody. Today's video is about a lens that I just think is too good not to pick up off eBay, and it's not very expensive these days either, and that is the Nikon 55mm f2.8 macro lens, or micro as they called it then. And with the use of adapters, either a straight through adapter or a focal reducer, you can use these on your Fuji bodies. I've got an XT1 and it works perfectly on that lens, on that body. I use it to take walking around regular photos like you would with any 50mm, or in this case a 55, but it's perfect for portraits as well, and because it's a macro lens, you can just take close-up shots of absolutely anything. I'll try and take a couple of pictures of some fruit I picked from my garden, sort of try and show you. And I'll overlay this video with some pictures I took today when walking around. So I'll turn the camera on and then focus in, and it's got a really long throw, so it's for incredibly accurate focusing, which is great for macro but also great for portraits. And the beauty of mirrorless is that you can see exactly what you're going to get. It's quite hard to do this whilst recording a video. I'll try and dial in a little bit of extra light there. And you can see, you can just start to, it's quite hard to do, I've got quite shaky hands, but you can start to, and then focus assist and take the shot. But using the back of the screen, using focus assist to jump in and like that, and then just focus very carefully, and then I use focus assist to jump in and out till I'm happy I've got focus. Like that. It is just so easy for macro. And it's just an absolutely great lens, so I thought I'd post a quick video recommending it. To give you some kind of background history on the lens, it came out in '79. There's an AI lens at that time. In 1980 it was an AIS lens. The way you can tell the difference, AIS lenses have a little kind of chunk missing here, if you can see that there. An AI lens is smooth all the way around. And that's because on the older Nikon bodies, prong or something would have interacted with that bit that's been cut out, and that would have helped with like matrix metering and things. But that's basically any difference between the AI and the AIS lenses. They'll both have this style coupling ring. Pre-AI won't, they won't have the holes through there. Okay, yeah, so it's super sharp. It's built like a tank. 52mm filter thread. It's got 6 elements in 5 groups. It's got a 7 aperture blade. It weighs about 290 grams. There's almost no distortion, almost completely non-existent chromatic aberration at any aperture. It's as I say, it's a 55mm. If you're using it on a straight through adapter or on a crop sensor body, like a crop sensor Nikon DSLR, then it would be about an 82mm. But I'd highly recommend picking up one of these Zongi lens turbo focal reducers, because then that keeps any lens that you use, including this one, at around 55mm. It's got Nikon's shortest focal length of any macro lens. Its reproduction ratio is kind of 0.5, so that's 1 to 2. Close focus is around 25 centimeters. But you can get, these are about 20 quid, you can get these kind of PK13 macro adapters that were made at the time for this lens. You put that on, and then that makes this a true full-size 1:1 ratio reproduction macro lens, and that will work. Just line up the dots, and then you've got a true 1:1 macro lens there, a 1:1 reproduction rate macro lens. Although I find that that's almost too macro, and I tend to just use it as it is. That's more than enough macro for this lens, but it's a great lens. You can use it for landscape, portraits, and macro. And you can pick them up pretty cheap. They also do, this is the 2.8, but I think they do like a 3.5 version. When you're taking macro photos, autofocus isn't really required. You want to be able to very carefully, manually, just turn that focus ring until the subject's perfectly in focus. And this, as you can see, this goes all the way like that. So, and it's just super smooth. So you can get your subject in focus, which is great as well for portraits. You're trying to get focus on the eye, get it perfectly in focus. It is a lot easier to do it with this manual focus lens than with maybe just a normal 50mm manual focus Nikon lens. So yeah, so it's a really great lens, highly recommended. Suggest you get on eBay and try and pick one up like I did. You'll have great fun walking around with it, and I'll overlay some pictures I took today just walking around of landscapes and some macro shots. If you're liking these videos, like and share, and I shall upload some more. Thank you.